Are we ready? 15 minutes later. We always have AV issues.
No, we don't. It's been really good lately.
Yeah, the last 2 or 3 weeks have been pretty fluid. You went to a new program or approach.
I feel, yeah.
Feel free to use my leg rest.
Yeah, maybe I will. You know, your feet aren't in the shot. Well, your foot kind of is. It's like focusing on your slipper. That's okay.
Is that better?
Yeah.
We got Blue in here today.
I know, he's sitting on your lap. Your outfit's so funny.
Oh, I know.
With these yellow pants.
Well, this is just like a grab the outfit in the morning. The kids are up just to get out there and not really thinking of piecing something together that's not yellow and light blue.
Right. Do you like these pants?
Which ones?
These ones?
I don't like the color.
Yeah, I don't like the color either.
But they're fine.
I've noticed you haven't been wearing any along the wave sweatpants.
I don't have a pair in my drawer.
You want one of the brown ones or you want the pink ones?
Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, I had big intentions of getting ready for because it's Sunday, so obviously didn't need to get up and get ready for work or something. But I had big intentions of showering this morning and kind of getting ready for the day. But I knew I was gonna have to do that this afternoon, so then I just let myself go all day.
Now it's 2:00. You look nice though. Have you showered yet?
No.
Oh, I thought you said you did shower.
I did not.
Isn't it crazy how after you have kids, the mental gymnastics that goes into just planning out your shower?
Yeah, or just chores or anything in general.
Yeah, but even just showering. Before you had kids, you're like, I'll shower whenever I want. I can do it in the morning. I can do it at night.
Yeah. And
now it's when I get up, I can't shower because I got to get the kids situated first.
Yep.
Get them breakfast. Make sure everyone's happy. Then I want to have a coffee. And then if I can work out later, then I'm going to wait to shower.
You don't want to shower while the kids are yelling at you. Mom!
Shh. Do not trigger me like that.
That's right.
And this is the first time we've ever done a podcast. Our kids are in the house.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. So we'll see how far we get into this.
But I don't know if we've talked about this, but I think we've kind of settled into a nice routine on the weekends where one morning I get up with the kids, the other morning you get up with the kids, at least for the first 30 minutes or hour, just so that you can just kind of slowly ease into the morning. We bring the other one coffee in bed.
Yeah.
Or the 4-year-old is demanding to make it and bring it.
It's really cute. So she carries it down the hallway. Hot scalding coffee.
Yeah, and I'm just waiting for her to spill it. Drop it, break the cup, coffee everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but she's trying.
She is trying. It is cute.
Yeah, where were you going with that? We've been doing that on the weekends.
Yeah, it's just kind of nice. So that's nice. So that's why one person's usually all right, we got to get moving. Kids are up. And then the other person's I'm going to lay in bed for another 30 minutes to an hour.
I know. I was telling you this morning, I don't know what it is, if maybe we're getting sick or something, because there's been some weird symptoms, just whatever. Maybe someone in the family's getting sick. But the last few days, usually when I wake up around 6 or 7 is when I open my eyes, if the kids are still sleeping.
On the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. It's usually in the 6 to 7 time frame.
Yeah. And then when I wake up, I'm up. I can't fall back asleep.
Agreed.
At least on the weekends. I don't know. And for some reason, the last few days, ever since we got home Friday, I feel I'm waking up and I'm still, my eyes are so heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And I could just fall back asleep for a few hours. It feels like when I take Unisum, which I don't take anymore because that fucks me up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Have you taken Unisum in the last 6 months?
Probably not, no.
Okay. But it's no matter what you do in the morning,
you're just groggy.
Yeah, my eyes are rolling back in my head when I take Unisum. It's not good.
Not good.
No, that stuff is insane.
Sunday afternoon podcast.
I know. I'm maybe we should just sit in here and just be quiet for now. We were okay, girls, mommy and daddy have to work.
Yeah, so behave. Don't worry. Dexter's watching the girls.
Right, yeah, the dog. We were just give us 30 minutes, and then Ethan's heading out of town for 2 nights. This will go up after you're home.
Yeah.
So he's not out of town. And I'm going to take the girls to a movie tonight. So,
I think they'll like it.
Yeah, it's Snow White. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about it, so.
As long as the kids like it.
Yeah, it's PG. Some of those PG ones are kind of scary.
I agree.
Yeah.
But they don't make G anymore, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, The Descendants is G.
I disagree.
2 of them are G. One's PG. I don't know which one's which.
Yeah.
But man, really killing it on the the topics. I'm just tired. Did you get a workout in today?
Just
life.
kids life. Yeah. No, I didn't. But we had a good week. I think we're all a little tired from the week and
It's spring break.
spring break, right? So now we're in that spring break grouping that if you want to go on a vacation, you now have to do it during spring break, because I guess you just can't pull your kid out of school for a week. You could, but then it's like, what are you going to do that week that they don't have school then?
Exactly. Right.
So it's like you might as well take that week off and do something, because we've all know as professionals trying to work when your kids are at home is
it's so hard.
It's just hard and taxing, and maybe some people are just disciplined enough to be like they can jump in and out of tasks for 10, 15 minutes or 30 minutes. But like if I'm going to work, I want to like sit down and have dedicated focus time, not like sit down for 30 minutes and then a kid's like, Dad, and then I have to get up.
Right.
And then sit down for 15 minutes. Dad, then I have to get up. It's like at that point, it's like, I'm just not going to work.
Well, especially when you're doing like an engineering thing, whether it's calcs, there's nothing worse than getting like 10 minutes into a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And then being interrupted and you got to like back your way out of it after you've already like followed 6 cells.
Yeah. I mean, emails is easy enough. And like, 90% of emails are pretty easy, but there's that 10% where like you have to think and you have to like look a couple things up, or you have to find a reference.
Yeah, it's like a 4-step email.
Yeah. That takes, to do it right, maybe 20, 30 minutes. And in those, you just, again, it's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's hard. At least we're out of the stage where they like bang on your computer.
Yeah.
But the other day, was that Friday? So we'll talk about our trip. We were out of town Sunday through Thursday, I think, like a decent long time.
Yeah, it was a good trip.
Yeah. And which reminded me to talk about the house too.
Okay.
Put a pin in it.
Put a pin in it.
I think we forgot some things last week when we were putting pins in it. What was I saying?
The house.
No, before that. Friday. Friday we got home Thursday, and Friday obviously the kids didn't have school, and Ethan was maybe gonna work, and then you were like, I'm just gonna take the day off. Like there's no point in diving back in Friday to the mess that's happened.
Yeah. So I decided I'd do it today on Sunday.
Yeah, and really stress yourself out before your conference.
Yeah.
But Friday morning, we were just kind of like taking turns. Like, I think maybe you went to the gym and I took the kids. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then you took the kids out of the house for like an hour to go on a bike ride and go to the park, go to the library.
Yeah, we did a couple hours, I think. Don't sell me short on that.
Did you come home?
We had to come home to get bike locks.
Oh, that's what I thought. Because I heard you after like 10 minutes later, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me.
No, it was like 30 minutes, but I knew, I was like, she's going to be like, literally, you took the kids out of the house for 30 minutes. But like I told you, we went to this park down the street that's, it's a great little park, but for a 6-year-old, that just doesn't offer enough. I mean, the 4-year-old's like teetering on the edge, but you also look at every other kid there, and they're like
2,
like just walking phase to like maybe 3.
Yeah, but that's also the park that's by our old house that we've been going to, like since they were babies.
Oh yeah, we've gotten our use out of that park for sure.
I know, it's cute. Like that's the park we were taking our firstborn when she was like 2 months old. Not 2, but you know what I mean, 6 months, whatever. So I think especially that one, she's like, I'm over it. Like let's go find new parks.
But we're starting to get into like the biking phase. So the 6-year-old wants to bike everywhere, so it really limits where we can go.
Correct. Right. But I think it is really fun to like take them and go explore new parks further away.
Yeah, I agree.
And like rank them and like talk about pros and cons.
Because even if it's like the worst park, it's still new and they'll at least love it for 30 minutes.
Exactly. It's new. Maybe you kill 20 minutes on the drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, Friday, you took the kids out of the house and then you came home. And I was on a work call for my app, which we can also talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're making moves.
Put a pin on it.
And I had like 10 minutes left of the call, and we were getting into like details about things because we're in the development phase. So it's a lot of like talking. They have like images laid out of the different screens, but nothing's been actually. No, I'm sorry. We're in the design phase, not the development phase.
That's right.
Yeah. So nothing's actually been coded. It's all just like flat images, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But we're talking like, okay, like, should this button go here? What should that mean? Like, how should you get to here? What should, like, blah, 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 blah. And the concepts behind the app, I feel like are really complicated. Like, they're
Are you starting to get it and feel good about it, though?
I think I am.
Oh, good.
Like, I'm feeling more confident, which I think we can talk about because it's been really, I don't know. Do you think I've not been confident?
I think you go in waves.
It's also so fucking expensive.
Yeah, it's
the
a business investment.
Yeah, and the truth is that no one could no one could sign up, and like then that defeats the entire purpose of the app.
That's true. But like
I need you bitches to sign up to
cheap,
make it work.
A cheap and easy business idea and investment, like everyone's going to do. Like,
Yeah.
so that's obviously why there's no cheap and easy business investments. There are, but like you're trying to do something kind of unique and different and build an app. So,
well, yeah, and just give moms what I wish I had. I got the sweetest message today from this lady. I think her name's Carol. Also, I'm 10 steps away from the point that I was trying to bring up. Like, so I'm like,
full circle.
Yeah, I'm going in a different direction. I think her name was Carol. She was like, I just want to say thank you. She's like, I've never messaged a creator before. She's like, I just want to say thank you for being so like open and honest about your journey. Because I was talking about anxiety that I've had a lot lately.
Yeah.
And she was like, I send your videos to my daughter who has kids.
Oh,
to
that's
like,
cute.
Yeah, to like show her that she's not alone. And she's like, I still remember. She's like, I'm 66 and I still remember when I had a 4 and a 2-year-old and how scared and lonely I felt.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and she's like, and I wish that I had like the means to talk to other moms like you and what you're creating. And I was like, thank you, Carol. Like,
that's cute.
I don't know if I think her name was Carol, but yeah, I was just like, oh my God, like, thank you. Like, and I told her I'd love to send you and your daughter like matching along the wave shirts. Like, it's just
cute.
so cute. Oh, I wanted to cry. But anyways, I was at the end of that meeting, like really getting excited, getting into the details. We're making decisions. Like, you got to just
like
make
haven't
choices.
done anything for the first 50 minutes.
No, we did. We
I
did.
know.
We were like joking about stuff, or I mean, we joke for like the first 10 minutes, but you kind of meander your way through the different whatever.
And then like it's an hour, right?
It's an hour, and
so I'm
used
sure
that
like
hour.
the last like 10-15 minutes, it's like, okay guys, like we got to really focus and like get these things discussed, resolved, direction, whatever.
Right. And it's decisions like, do you want the screen to like just show all moms online, or should it show only moms with kids the same age? Like if you overlap on one connection point, or should you be able to sort by mood? Like there's so many different questions. And I remember I was telling you, and then I feel like I'm talking a lot, and then I feel like I need to stop, and maybe you can talk a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. Is that a couple weeks ago, we didn't know if we'd be able to have like a world where you could drag around and look at houses and like click on a house and see a mom and like see her mood.
Like in a world view, like a circular world. Like
it's not going to be a circular view. It's going to be like an illustrated world with like cute beach houses.
Yeah, like the beachy vibe, obviously.
Yeah. And then anyways, they were just like, we don't really know if we're going to be able to like do it the way you're envisioning. And I was talking to Ethan about it, and Ethan was like, no, put your foot down. Like, this was the whole point. Like what you want,
Like you can either tell me you can do it or you can't do it. Like don't say, I don't know. That looks kind of hard.
Right.
And they're great. I mean,
they're great. Yeah.
I totally understand it, but yeah, you're like, hey, this is my vision. Either you can do it or you can't, or what you can do it both, like these modifications.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think we've gotten to like a really good part where you are going to have like this world that you can drag around.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you'll be able to like drag up, down, like see different houses. And the first screen will be like all moms online, just because that's easiest. And
like on the app.
Yeah. Yeah. And
stupid question real quick. If the app's open on their phone, but they're not looking at it, it's in one of the backgrounds, are they still online?
I have no idea. Let me add that to my list.
Because you'd want them to still show online, right?
Yeah.
If you can. Like if the app isn't closed out, you'd think you'd want it still like processing that, hey, this person is online. Because I think obviously the more people online, the more benefit to your the people using the app.
Yeah. Totally. That's a good question. I think if the app is running in the background, see, these are things, I have a giant running list, things to figure out. But then then you can scan around. Hold on. Let me app running in background. Anyone who's like a developer or in the computer space is probably like, you dumb, you dumb bitch. So if you drag further enough, then the sky is going to change. And now you're looking at people. Like if I'm in Colorado and I'm scrolling around my little world of people who are in the same time of day as me.
Yeah.
Not same location. We're not doing location.
But like,
general
time zones.
Yeah, general time zone, yeah. And then if I scroll through my little world enough, it'll turn to nighttime. And then that'll be people on the other side of the world who are online. That's cool. I thought that was really cool too. They can't make the sky be gradual. It has to be like a stark.
Yeah, I get it. I get either. Yeah, and so
I was hoping it would be like a gradual change,
but that's pretty easy. I mean, are there 24 time zones? I guess that's a really stupid question, but I think there's 24 time zones. Obviously, 24 hours in a day.
Is that true?
I would think so.
Is that true?
I would think so.
Where's the international date line? Or like, isn't there like a day?
Yeah, I think that's over like the western corner of Africa, I think.
So is that when the day changes?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But anyways, yeah, so if it is, so I'm pretty sure it is. Like, I could be completely wrong. Make fun of me. I don't care. Yeah, so whoever's like an hour 1 to 12 would show sun, and 13 to 24 would show night, and then every hour that went by would go 2 to 13, 14 to 1, right? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm trying to solve this problem.
I don't know. You just lost me. It can't be per time zone because 24. That's too many different colors of sky. You know.
Well, 12 would be day and 12 would be night because you're not going to have autumn or dawn and dusk.
We do have dawn and dusk.
Oh, you do have dawn and dusk.
At least for your personal self. Like if I open it at 9 a.m., it's going to be morning sky.
Oh, that's
with
cool.
With the sky, with the sun, lower.
Oh, okay.
But that's me, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, from there, then you can click and just show moms of teenagers or moms of 3-year-olds.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get like a zoomed in version of the houses, which I told them your idea to put cute little...
Oh, yeah. Depending on the age, like in front of the house.
That's
like
so cute.
They're kind of like simple, like, let's call it bluey houses. I don't know why that, but they're just like simple.
They
like,
are kind of like bluey
like
houses.
2D houses from the front that are really cute beachy houses. But I was like, well, if the mom or app user has like a toddler, like put a tricycle out there, put like the little cart that you like push your
little feet.
Yeah.
Flintstone car.
I was like, but if they're like a teenager, put a surfboard out there and a bike, you know.
Oh, a surfboard's cute. Yeah, I said bike for teenager. I thought that was really cute. And then you don't have to do it on every house, just like every, you know.
Yeah.
That was a really cute idea.
Thank you.
Yeah. So.
But the girls came in the last 10 minutes.
Go ahead.
I wasn't on the call.
Oh, it was just chaos. They were like hanging off of me, crying, like
hiding under the table, pulling out toys,
yelling at me for things.
And I think I was like,
I need 10 minutes.
And I was on kid duty for like 6 hours, right? Probably like an hour and a half, but we're gonna,
like
you always round up. Like, I was like on kid duty for like 6 hours, so I was like, well, hey, it's my turn. Like,
yeah. You were going to the gym.
I was like, can I go get a quick workout in?
Yeah. You were like, great, can I leave? And I was like, Ethan, it's 11:23.
Like, I need 10 minutes.
I have 7 more minutes on this call. And you were, I mean, they were just, we should have known, you know, it's a transition and they haven't seen me for a few hours.
Yeah.
It'd be the same if you were at home on the, sitting out in the open like an idiot, not hiding somewhere.
That's true. You should have been hiding somewhere. Rookie mistake.
I know.
But
anyways, making moves.
We went to the library this weekend. That was fun. I remember as a kid going to the library, and I liked it.
I don't really remember going to the library as a kid.
Like checking out books and...
Yeah.
Oh, I got to switch my feet. They're going numb.
Well, you also have a 7-pound dog on you. Actually, he's probably 5 pounds.
But it was cool. They had like a reading book club, and I talked to the girls about it, and they were all excited. You read, so many books or for so many minutes, and you get a gift card for this or whatever. So like within 12 hours maybe of doing that, they each read like 6 books. They were so pumped. I was like, this really works. I'm surprised.
Right. Yeah. Bribery,
basically.
Bribery does work. Yeah. It's been proven time and time again. We are not above bribing.
But it's bribing them, with, that's a good bribe. Read books, read 5 books, and you get this $5 gift card to wherever.
Yeah. To In-N-Out. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our daughter's reading, which is insane and so cool.
Yeah, it is cool so we're like supposed to read with her all the time now, parenting.
Yeah, but she also like works all day at school,
Yeah, no,
and a lot of times,
I agree.
The teacher's like, hey, you guys need to be reading at home and practicing with her on XYZ. And then she comes home and she's like, I don't want to. And
or
I'm
she's
like,
just
yeah,
exhausted.
Girl. Yeah. I'm like, I don't blame you. Let's not, you know?
Agreed. Let's just play or hang out or.
Yeah. So we went to Arizona this week for spring break.
Yep, we're spring breakers now, and not the party kind, and
if you will,
not the party kind of Cancun.
Do you ever? I just had snowbirds, and it made me think. Like, do you forget what season it is, or like what time of year we are?
Never.
Really?
No,
I
because
feel
like
all the time.
yard work like just drives it. Like, and I'm sure all the dads are out there. Like right now, I'm staring out my window and I see all these weeds,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, shit. Spring is around the corner.
I
Yard
know.
work is around the corner.
Have you thought about that at all? How you're gonna delegate?
Delegate.
Well, last year we had someone who mowed our lawn once a week, and it wasn't bad. It was like $50.
We went through like 4 different people.
Yeah, because you're very picky. Which
Yeah,
is okay.
but like some of them, I was picky in the right set. Like one of them would just like mow it so fast that there'd just be like clumps of grass throughout the yard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, A, this doesn't look good, and B, this doesn't work because we play out here, and then guess where all that grass ends up?
So does
in
that
your
mean
house.
they need to bag it?
Well, bagging it's one solution, or like if you're mulching, it's fine, but like you just can't go as fast as you want when you're mulching it. The mower needs time to like mulch it up.
Oh,
and
yeah, totally. I knew that.
And then we had another person that did it, trying to help out like the local guy that's trying to start his own business that needs the money, and
yeah,
you know,
I always want to hire that.
wants
over, like,
to
a
work
big
hard.
business.
Well, you know how that one ended up. And then I think what the final straw was.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, like a weird situation.
Just some weird things. Yeah.
Yeah, but the final straw was like they literally missed like a 20-foot by 10-foot in the backyard, and I'm like right outside the patio, and I'm like,
right, you guys.
Seriously, like honestly, like.
Yeah.
There was a lot more to that. That was just like the straw that broke the camel's back.
There were some concerning things, yeah.
Yes, there were some concerning things. So finally I went to like a really good professional service.
Oh, that's right. Are you going to use him again this year?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
It's on my list in the next day or two to get to him.
God, I know.
But there's still like, regardless, there's still things you have to do. Clean out gutters, like pick up dog poop, like deal with weeds. Like, it's, you know, when we have the garden, that's a ton of work every day.
Yeah.
So that's like,
So it's like, that's what you think about?
Yeah, that's why I love winter, because it's like,
I know.
I don't have to do outside work. And I don't mind it in the spring, but when it comes like August, September, and it's like mid-90s every day, and I used to do yard work from like 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 2 to 4 when the kids were young and still napping.
Yeah.
It was just so hot.
Yeah, you've always been really great at doing that work when the kids nap. Like that's really that's nice. I feel like that's a good teamwork move.
Wait, you napped with them?
Yes, because I was probably the one up.
You were the one up at night, absolutely.
Yeah, so when the kids were napping, like my ass is on the couch, and I'd be especially at our old house, even here.
Oh, this is funny.
I'd be like just about to fall asleep on the couch, and Ethan comes by with his blower, like
the
right
weed
up in
blower.
my face. Yeah.
They're very loud, yes.
Yeah, like
and you're
right
like,
out the window.
honestly,
Yeah.
I'm like, I have 2 hours to work. I gotta go.
Yeah, but you were always a warhorse when the kids were like little, and you would never, hardly ever nap on the weekends. Like you always use those 2 hours to work. And I am like, do not talk to me.
Yeah.
Do not interrupt me. I want to be on the couch or in bed even.
Yeah.
Like sleeping. Because I feel like lawn work in general is like a big contention point between couples.
I would agree, yeah.
Because it's like,
especially when you have big half-acre lots.
Yeah. What?
Oh, it's just...
Are you making fun of our first house?
Yeah, when you're like, you were all gung-ho, and I was like, hey, babes, this is going to be a ton of work outside. Like,
I didn't
there's
realize.
Tons of like landscaping and perennials and drips, and it was beautiful. Different system, trees, you know, and you're like, oh, I'm in. I will help. I will learn. And I was like, all right, sweet. I got like a partner in crime.
Here's the thing. I didn't realize how much work it was going to be. I didn't know. I'd lived in only apartments.
Yeah.
And growing up, we just had a house with like a very tiny lawn.
Yeah.
And all my parents had to do was mow it.
Yeah, which your dad can mow,
10
I
minutes.
think, trim it and like blow it like literally in 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's small. And my mom was always really into gardening, but it was like a hobby for her. So like she really enjoyed and looked forward to it. And I would try.
A hobby's very different when you have the time.
Yeah, yeah, and she was a stay-at-home mom who kept very busy.
Yeah,
somehow she's the busiest lady I know.
Still is.
Still is, yeah. But she loves flowers and gardening. It's like her peaceful place.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like I can get there, you know. And I tried a couple times to garden when I lived at home, like before I became an adult.
Yeah.
I was like a kid, you know. You're not really.
It's like, you probably worked out there for like 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, this is hot and boring.
And your mom's like, okay, go inside.
Yeah, and I hate worms. So I don't know. I just kind of like assumed I would develop this green thumb, and I didn't know what all went into it. So when the weekends came around, after we were like raging till 3 a.m. the night before,
yeah,
and I just wanted to loaf on the couch all day long, And you were like, all right, babe, it's time to get to work. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, what do you
mean? Yeah, we thought about that for a long time.
I just eventually gave up. I knew you weren't going to help.
Yeah, but then I do inside work.
Yeah.
So when you were doing yard work,
yeah, you do some stuff inside. Yeah, I appreciate that.
I would do, whatever our weekend chores were. And then, I just always lived in a tiny apartment as an adult,
Yeah. And now this home, we have a ton of grass. We don't really have any landscaping, which is what we wanted. I was like, I don't want to be like dealing with drips,
trimming and
perennials. Like we got some, but it's very basic. It's just grass, but literally like to mow it, trim it, and weed it, and do it how I want to do it. Literally takes 2 hours.
Yeah, which is insane, and it's getting better. Everything's getting better in general. The kids are getting bigger, but for a while there, it's like, no, fuck you. You're not going outside in the nice weather, getting a tan, listening to music and
getting a tan.
Yeah, like a podcast, zoning out, jamming out, getting like exercise in the sunshine.
I mean, it was kind of nice when they were younger, and it was just, even more chaotic to be like, I'm just going to go and do yard work for an hour.
Admit it.
Yeah, I agree. Like put my headphones on. It was still work, but like it was easy. Thoughtless work to push a mower around the yard and trim. Not much goes into it. You can kind of zone out. So it was nice.
So when you are in like the tit deep hard stages of parenthood,
yeah,
do you think it's harder to be inside with the kids or to be outside doing yard work?
Yeah, it's probably harder dealing with the kids versus like just mowing a square patch that takes 30 minutes, then trimming it a little bit.
Listening to the music you want to listen to.
Yeah. No one's screaming at you.
Having
like,
a beer.
Yeah, you're not bouncing.
Taking a shot.
You're not bouncing around with like two different kids. No, there's something to be said for that. But also like, yeah, if you were like hauling rock or something, no, I'd rather be inside dealing with the kids and doing like hard physical manual labor,
No, totally. I think in our beginning years of parenthood, it was a point of contention.
Well, yeah, I sold it as the hardest thing ever. I was like, baby, I don't even have an automatic mower. This is a push mower. It wasn't a push mower. It had like the drive, but I was like, oh no, I'm out there pushing that for sure.
Right, you're like, hey baby, you want to learn how to mow? You can definitely go out there. I would much rather be inside. No, but I appreciate, it's hard work and you got to do it for your house and for your house value.
That's
what you always told me.
That's my perspective. Like I want a decent lawn and to take care of the house and have it look good. And if people come over to have a barbecue or hang out, like, yeah, I want them to be like, wow, you have a nice yard. Is it perfect? No.
Right.
It's never going to be perfect. But, but like, yeah,
that's a big step.
I don't know. I take some pride in it. And if you don't, that's fine. Like to each their own. It's expensive too. That's the biggest thing is like, it's really expensive to water it, to fertilize it, like to aerate it, to repair sprinklers. Like it's expensive as hell.
Yeah, there's a house in our neighborhood who has like a xeriscape in their front yard.
It looks really nice.
Looks so good. And we spent so much fucking money last year on our front lawn because we had to redo the irrigation.
Yeah.
And we're not going to get into it because I've forgiven you and I've moved on.
But
right?
it looks pretty good.
It looks
kind of summer. It's nice green, but lessons learned.
I know, but after we did that, I was driving by that other house and I was like, God, that house looks sick. Like it just looks so good with the rocks and the plants and the pathway.
But I mean, that still requires maintenance and it has its own issues, right? Like with all the different rock and mulch, like you can't let it all mix. You got to keep it separate. You still got to like trim the perennials and stuff. I'm sure they have irrigation still. It's just in a different form of like drip, which they might have 100 drip lines, which you got to check and make sure they're working. Like, right. I mean, it's just a different beast, but it does look good and it's cheaper because watering grass is just ridiculous.
It's such a waste. How much money do you think it would cost to rip up your front lawn and to do something like that with like cool rock and plants?
I have no idea.
Probably really expensive, right?
I mean,
if let's say we don't do it ourselves.
yeah. It's probably in the same mark. I mean, it's
like
probably
10 grand or something.
10 to 20 grand. I mean,
Man.
Like rocks are expensive. Like big, like moss rocks, like can be thousands of dollars a piece.
Really?
Yeah.
What are moss rocks with moss on them?
I don't know why they call them moss rocks, but they're just
love moss.
They're just like big rocks that they get probably from like the mountains, right? I mean, I don't know how it works exactly, but the big like 3x3 rocks, I think they're thousands of dollars a piece.
Wait, that's crazy. One thing about me.
What?
I love moss.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think the moss would survive. We're like, hey, we're going to xeriscape our yard and get moss rocks, but we need to water the rock to keep the moss alive.
I love it. It reminds me of Michigan, you know, like I shouldn't think about that. But I will say our kids, I love sitting on our front porch, which is tiny.
Yeah, very tiny.
But watching the kids play in the sprinklers in the summer.
Yeah.
Or play in the front lawn, like that's worth
that's worth the investment.
Yeah. But anyway, I just want to just end our lawn conversation. Do you want me to take Blue for a bit?
No, it's just
he is just like in your grill. He's so cute.
No, my legs are more on the table, less on the ottoman.
You want to switch? Go ahead. Move the ottoman. Get comfy.
Well, I can't get it. The table's there. Anyways.
Do you want me to move this?
No. Just finish up your thought.
I was just gonna say. I know that we were joking earlier about the lawn. Is that Luna barking? Anyways, I know that we were joking about the lawn and like who has it quote unquote harder.
Yeah.
But I just want to take a moment and say thank you for always going out when they were napping. Like that's really cool.
You're welcome.
Because you could have totally been like, 9 a.m. I'm going to go out. Right. And if the roles were reversed, like I don't blame you. You want to go out when it's cooler, get it done, you know, but you always have waited till quiet time to go do it. And that's really cool.
You're welcome. And thank you for being the mom.
You're welcome. Thanks for being the dad.
Yeah. So Arizona.
You gonna leave me hanging over here?
Arizona was good. We called a late audible to go to Arizona instead of
Los Angeles.
California, Los Angeles for spring break. Sorry, brain's not working for spring break.
Yeah.
Just because you have family there, and obviously some of the stuff that went on recently, we were like, it'd be nice to go back to see family, but also just like how those houses are set up with the swimming pool. We're like, this is perfect. Like,
it's so nice with the kids. Yeah.
And it was really good. I mean, yeah, they were swimming at 7 a.m. every morning, but it just kind of gave them something to do outside of like being, can we watch TV?
Or I'm bored. Like, where are we going to go now? What are we going to do? Yeah.
Yeah. So they did awesome with it. We were swimming 2, 3, 4 times a day. And
just get in and out, rinse off. Their hair was a little insane.
The sunblock in their hair, I'm already over because like
it's
like you got to apply it, and you got to apply it every couple of hours, especially if they're like in and out of the water
in like the peak of the day too.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, it's not like they're just laying there. They're sweating, swimming.
Yeah,
like
so that's why like the 7, 8, 9 a.m. swim was kind of nice.
It's great.
Like,
no
sunscreen.
Sunblock at 7
just
a.m.
Get in. Yeah, and they did great. One kid is, like I think we've said before, I would never leave her alone, but she's pretty self-sustaining.
You could sit on the side next to the pool and have a conversation, like read and just, keep an eye on her.
Yeah. The other one is like, you have to have eyes all the time because one wrong move and she's out.
Well, and she's in the stage of like, I want to take my life vest off. And it's like, that's fine, but you need to have an adult right next to you because like she wants to try to swim and I'm all for that. But you have to have an adult. Like,
yeah. Or like her thing, it was a pretty deep pool. So she wanted to like hold on to the edge and like go around the whole perimeter, giving me like a fucking heart attack.
It's like, what are you going to do if you lose grip? Like,
well, that's why one of us just has to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
Know? And she listened pretty well, I think, but it was really cute. Towards the end of the trip, she wanted to start like practicing swimming.
Yeah.
And we had them in swim lessons last year, but it's, I don't know, whatever.
At 3, I just think once a week, sometimes it was once every 2 weeks. It just
like wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah. But now she's like putting her head in the water with goggles and like holding her breath underwater.
Yeah.
Which
trying
is
to like
a big step.
Swim underwater, not doggy paddle.
Yeah. And there were a few times where my dad was out there who is like a pretty typical granddad. Like he's involved, but also sometimes steps back in a loving way, you know?
Yeah.
He's not going to be like the first one to get down on the floor.
No, but a little encouragement. He does a good job.
He loves them. It's like really cute. And so he was in the pool with the little one multiple times towards the end, like in the shallow end by the steps.
Yeah, it was nice.
Like working with her and practicing, and he'd take a step back and she'd put her little head down and swim to him, then swim back to the steps. Yeah. Which she's never done before.
No, it was huge steps. I mean, if we can work on that with her this summer, I think she could be pretty efficient by into the summer to the point where it's like, okay, if she goes in a foot too far in on a gradual slope, that like I think she can turn around and hopefully power herself back out to where she can stand up.
Yeah, I just don't think, like, even with our 6-year-old, I'm like, who's a great swimmer, I'm like, I still have to be close to the pool.
Yeah.
And I remember going to the pool with friends last year and hanging in one side because my kids were little. and her kids were like on the other side, can't even see them. And she's just like, yeah, they're just swimming over there. Lifeguards over there. It's fine. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know, like it's just.
No, I think maybe like 7 and 9, I would be like, I can finally maybe sit on the edge of the pool and not stress.
Right. I don't know if that's possible.
But we're also like, we believe me, we don't win any awards for like driving our kids and pushing them in swim lessons. We've kind of just been like, we'll focus it on the summer.
Yeah.
Like we'll work on it. We'll put the effort in, but it's not like we're through the winter. We're like every weekend swim lessons. It's just,
well, one, we can't go back to the local rec center because Ethan's going to get kicked out again.
well, and the bigger girl can't even go in like the,
Oh, that's right. We talked about that. Yeah.
the
And that
nice
old man
pool.
was just staring at us. He was like so happy.
I think he just lives there, but yeah. So Arizona was good. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just nice. I mean, we just kind of saw family, hung by the pool, swam a lot, kind of went, you know, a couple ventures out in Scottsdale.
Yeah. I would like to spend a little bit more time walking around Scottsdale.
Yeah.
But
you and I.
Yeah, it's just hard with the kids. Like I mean, you know, the one time we went out to get ice cream in Old Town Scottsdale,
It was a little bit of a shit show.
it was, and then it leveled out.
It did, but it's just like, guys, we're just trying to get out of the house, buy you fucking ice cream, and
Probably buy you something too. Let's be honest.
then we're like downtown, and like, are we gonna go to a store to buy something? It's like, no. We're here to get
we're buying
ice cream. Like,
that's the cost.
yeah. And then by like the third time or second time we went back in the restaurant, we were able to finally get like seated, and I was hungry. You were hungry.
Yeah. That place was really cute.
It was cute.
Sugar Bowl. I think it's been there forever.
Yeah, it looks like it's been there for 70 years,
Yeah,
maybe
it's
longer.
Really, really cute. And I remember we finally got like seated. Like we were the family where we walked in and like both our kids just started crying. We hadn't even been seated.
Just unorganized. Like one doesn't want to go, one wants to go, and it's like,
Then they're mad that like this is the place we're getting ice cream. And it's like, you guys haven't even seen the menu.
yeah. They got
Be careful.
7 million different options between shakes and
It looks amazing.
Sundays, and they
Yeah.
offered. So they had food, like good diner food, so
Yeah.
we can even eat.
Yeah, and they were like, but it's not ice creams. And we're like, okay, then we're gonna go home. Like we're not gonna find a new ice cream store.
Yeah. We can go in here and get ice cream, or we can get in the car and go home. What do you want to do?
Yeah. So like we had to walk in, walk out. We'd walk in a second time. That didn't work. We had to walk out, spend some time having conversations outside on the sidewalk.
Like I'm paying when you guys are in the room playing, and some guy's like, I thought I saw you guys leave. And I was like, oh, no, that was just the first time. Like, it was just a random comment. And I was like, we calmed the kids down and actually were able to
Right.
have a successful lunch.
Yeah, no, that was just take one. Takes us a few ramp ups.
Yeah. And then I'm just like outside so frustrated being like, why do we even try sometimes? Like sometimes it's really good. It's really easy. But sometimes you're like, why? Why do we even try?
We
Like,
had to come spend $50
yeah.
to get yelled
And
at.
I don't even think the kids ate. Only you and I did.
Yeah, they didn't want food. I had a fantastic, I love a plain turkey sandwich
You do.
with like toasted bread, cheese, lettuce, and mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a burger. And then like the kids ate, and then there's like an arcade room next door, like a really small.
Inside it, really, because they
Yeah,
had
it's
seating
connected.
over there. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really old. Like there's 4 games, you know?
It's actually a great arcade because it has no fancy electronic games. It has like 2 skee ball, 2
Right.
basketball, like the old horse, vibrating horse, whatever, like riding horse. It had 1 pinball machine, which was the only fancy thing. And then
Yeah.
it had like a couple of the old school, like whack-a-mole.
Yeah. There's
Games.
like one SpongeBob, whatever.
Yeah.
But and the girls were like, can we go play? And we're like, yeah, let's just eat our food. And then you guys can go over there. Like, no problem.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to, you just had a breakdown. I'm not going to reward you with letting you go play video games. They're not even video games, like arcade games.
Right.
It's like you sit, you eat your ice cream, you
Restaurant
have good manners.
Yeah.
When mommy and daddy are done, we can go in there.
Yeah. And so they waited. It actually went pretty well,
Yeah,
that
agreed.
part. And then as we're getting up, like I spilled my Diet Coke
Oh, I
all
forgot.
over the table. And I just remember looking at the people next to me like, I'm so sorry. Like my kids have just been like whining this whole time.
No, they weren't too bad, but they were like laying on each other and squirmy. Like they just didn't want to sit still and have a
Which is
conversation.
fine.
Yeah.
And there was an old couple across from us who were really nice. Because I saw them looking at us, and at first I thought they were glaring.
Yeah.
Like glaring, like, God, you're, like, who's this loud young people over
Control
here?
your kids.
Yeah. And then I was kind of like, like, sorry. And she was so nice.
Yeah, they were nice.
Yeah, they were like, we get it. We got, 5 grandkids. We've been there.
I mean, you go into a place like that's geared towards kids. Like,
yeah, we're not going to Del Frisco's, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But then
there's an arcade 6 feet away.
So then we go into the arcade, and I ask Ethan for cash because, like, it's old school. You can only do cash to get tokens. And we don't have any
like ones. I had a 20.
So I take a 20 and I get, the token thing's like overflowing with tokens.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't like 4 quarters per dollar. It was tokens, and I don't know how many you got, but it was an excessive amount.
It was so many. So then we killed a good 30 minutes in there. And when we left, I told Ethan, I was like, did you hear that girl in there? Because there had been a family with a young kid who was just struggling. Like, no judgment from me, literally us all the time, but like screaming the whole entire time. And I was just talking to Ethan about it. Like, I hope everything was okay, whatever. And Ethan's like, I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, I'm sure I just have learned to block it out.
No,
yeah, I was just like, what screaming, crying girl? If it wasn't my kids, I can't hear it.
No, like I'm so used to that background noise of someone screaming or whining, whatever, crying. And so even when we're in public, like it goes on an airplane, baby crying on an airplane right over my head.
Oh, I don't notice it.
I don't even notice it. Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm glad that's not my kid. Sucks to suck.
No, we have been there many times.
It's just like, okay, like, yeah, I feel for it, but I'm just like, okay, it's my kids are behaving. They're not crying.
Yeah, but it's just interesting. Like, it doesn't even register in my brain. But if I hear my kid cry, all of a sudden I'm in fight or flight mode,
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
That is funny.
Okay, well, we got to go. I got to take my kids to a movie.
Thanks for listening. We didn't even say welcome back to Riding Along the Waves.
Well, we had a little 10 minute.
I think I said it 6 times in that first 10 minutes.
Okay, thanks for listening. Let me pick a review really quick. Will you go tell the girlies that it's time to get ready? Shoes on? Will you? Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, it's hard to sit down.
I know. Will you tell them, Ethan?
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Where is my podcast? Okay, if you are Madame Keurig, I love that name. Please send me a DM on the Along the Waves Instagram account. I have a lot of DMs right there right now because of the giveaway, but hopefully by the time you hear this, I'll be able to see it. She said, I'm assuming it's a she, I know it's hard to find time to record with the kiddos, but oh my gosh, I feel so seen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, please leave a review. They're my absolute favorite. Even Ethan loves reading them, and we will see you next week. Bye.